From his Netflix stand-up special to his time as band leader for the Late Late Show with James Corden, he is perhaps the most successful entertainer to ever come out of Great Falls, Montana. Musician and comedian Reggie Watts is here to discuss his new memoir, Great Falls, Montana, Fast Times, Post-Punk Weirdos, and a Tale of Coming Home Again, where he shares his story and cites his hometown as the source for his eccentric, creative, oddball persona. Welcome, Reggie, to the show. First off, gotta just say, the cover, I mean, you just killed it between the falls, the hair, the earring, doing all the work. What made you decide, you know what, I'm gonna write it down. It's time to put this in a book?
Well, there were, people on my team who were encouraging me to write a book of some sort over the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. And I just never really found anything that I just didn't find a reason to write a book, and I'm not really a literary person necessarily, per se. But then, I don't know, during the pandemic, it seemed like an autobiography might be good, and I've been wanting to have some kind of a book that might have a chance of turning into a screenplay.
Totally see this as a movie, by the way. But you talk about growing up in Europe, you have a number of languages that you can speak fluently. You move to the United States, you're at a play group, and you talk about this moment, and you say, back in Europe, language had felt borderless, organic. It had possessed an energy, a flow, and I simply grabbed hold and went along for the joyride. But here, in front of these 12 kids, it had become a wall, a psychic barrier. For the first time in my life, I couldn't break through. And you talk about that you had the language, you spoke English, but you froze. What got you beyond that barrier or wall in that moment?
I'd probably say, humor had a lot to do with it. Just kids laughing. Like, if I could make kids laugh or whoever laugh, adults laugh, generally that helped a lot. And then that gave me more confidence because they were seemingly liking me.
You talk about the culture shock of moving from Europe to the United States, growing up biracial in the mid-'80s. What advice would you give to somebody who perhaps is searching for their own identity during these very difficult times?
Well, I mean, you have to find time to have fun by yourself. If you can occupy time by yourself and find things that bring you happiness just on your own, that's a good start. And then just, like, have good taste in people that you want around you. Like, choose people who are kind, people who care about you.
So Montana is one of, I think, like 5 states left that I haven't visited. So Great Falls in particular is kind of like a character in the book. What is it about Great Falls, Montana that is so significant in who you are?
Well, I mean, I grew up there, but what was great about it is that, there was an Air Force base, so my dad was retired Air Force, and the Air Force base was great because we'd have air shows. So every year we'd get, like, these air shows with incredible, planes landing, and, like, you get to be up close to all these, like, amazing vehicles and so forth. And that was cool to have that. It was the '80s, so the school system was funded really, really well. So you could any instrument you wanted to play, any club you wanted to be a part of, you could be a part of it, and it was fully funded by the school system. So that enabled me to expand my interests and try different things. Also, it's kind of like a classic all-American town.
What would you like readers to take away from this book?
I mean, I'd like them to read it and go like, oh, that's interesting how this guy got to where he is. Like, what a strange path, or maybe not. Maybe some other people have a similar path. But I think it encourages people to be who they are.
Reggie Watts, we thank you so much for this.
My pleasure.
You coming on the show, which we so appreciate. Want to let our viewers know Great Falls, Montana, Fast Times, Post-Punk Weirdos, and a Tale of Coming Home Again is now available wherever books are sold.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.